Hey everybody, this is Sean from Making It, and I want to show you how I made this 80s and 90s inspired action figure lamp. So if you're interested, check out the video. Say you got some action figures laying around the house that aren't really doing much, and you want to make something cool out of them. Well, I got a pretty simple little DIY project for you that anybody can do. So what you're going to need is, of course, the action figures, a lamp, lots of super glue, and a magic box. Here's how it works. First you take the lamp and set it inside the box, followed by the action figures. And the most important part is the glue, because if you don't put the glue in, when you pull it out of the box, it's all going to fall apart because there's nothing to hold it together. So in goes the glue. Okay, since now we have all the parts inside the box, let's go ahead and add the color. For the color, I've selected Exotic Sea from Valspar. Add that to the box. Go ahead and wait a second, let it do its thing. Alright. Alright, there you have it. Fully complete DIY project in a matter of seconds. Alright guys, obviously it's not that easy. It would be great if it was, but it's not. So I'm going to show you actually how I built this lamp. And let's get started. Alright guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do is find some action figures that will fit well together on the lamp. I'm kind of going for a 80s, 90s kind of theme. So I have this cool Sonic the Hedgehog. Got Wolverine, Mario, this little guy from Mario, I can't remember what his name is, Scooby-Doo, Batman, Batmobile, Alf, Doc Brown in the DeLorean. Pretty cool little Burger King toy, I think it was, McDonald's. And then I have a Stormtrooper in the AT-AT. So what I like to do is I like to start off with the biggest guy first, kind of the focal point for the lamp. So let's place him on here, see where we'd like him to be. And I also try to do some anchors. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but I try to anchor the hand to the pole so it gives him a little bit more support. Okay, so I'm going to start off with some super glue here. I'm going to glue his feet down. So, right there. Give that a second to take. Okay. Then I'm going to try to anchor his hand on here, just to give him a little bit more support. Put a little bit of super glue there on his arm. And lock that in. Well, something I didn't know that I learned recently is canned air. A good way to make super glue bond real quick. Okay, that didn't work. Put a little bit more on there. Okay. Go ahead and get his other foot on here. Lock that down. And I also like to take the joints and I like to lock the joints in so it's not going to move. So anywhere that there's a joint that may move, I try to put a little bit of super glue in there. I'm going to put Mario here in the front. Maybe put his hand up a little bit. I'm going to rest Sonic's hand on top just to give him a little bit more support on that as well. Okay. So let me go ahead and dab some glue on Mario's head. And again on that joint. Lock that in place. Okay, as you can see, it's already fairly, strong in there. Alright, so as you can see, what I like to do is I like to start with a taller figure and a mid-sized figure, which kind of draws your eyes from the back down sweeping to the front. So I may put something like Doc Brown here up in the front so you can see everything. It just draws your eyes a little bit better and it makes it a little bit more visually pleasing, I guess you'd say. So here's where it starts getting a little bit more tricky. You're going to want to start doing test fits to see how everything's going to move around, because you already have the main characters locked in. So maybe put this guy back here towards the back. See how Scoob fits right there. Okay, that's pretty good. So because of the way that Doc is leaning out of this side of the DeLorean, I want to have him oriented like this, so you'll be able to see him front on. So I'm going to set that there. Go ahead and try to tuck Wolverine in here by Doc Brown a little bit. As close as we can get everything in there. Maybe put the Batmobile up front and Michael Keaton Batman chilling right there in the front as well. So yep, we're going to have to give a little bit more room back here on this to move Doc back to fit him in. And okay, I think that'll work. Alright, so now that we've got everything test fit, let's go ahead and start gluing some stuff down. We've already got Sonic and Mario, so I'm going to do the Batmobile. Just put a little bit here on the wheels. Go ahead and set that in place. Give it a little second to try to heat it here. Ooh. That'll blow out. Alrighty. Alright, so the Batman's seated up in there, the Batmobile. So next I'm going to pull Scoob out of here so I can get him, because he's tucked away behind everybody else. So just a little bit of glue. There we go. Okay. A little bit more on Batman here. Get him stuck in here behind the Batmobile. Now, if you don't have some of these figures laying around, you can source them from thrift stores. That's mostly what I've done here. Got a lot of these from Goodwill. Goodwill Outlet is a great place to find stuff. I shop there all the time for all my projects, really. Okay. And so right here, Wolverine's elbow is touching the lamp, so I'm going to try to tuck some super glue up in there to give him a little bit more of an anchor. And his ankle is touching Sonic. So really what that does is just gives the whole project a little more stability. If you tie everything together, then it's got something to bite onto. Okay, so I'm going to put some on Elf's feet here. Okay. Next will be the DeLorean. Because really, what's the 80s or 90s without the Back to the Future, right? Okay. Got this little dude. Okay, and the final one will be the Stormtrooper. So I'm going to lock the bobblehead in too, just because I don't want him moving around all that much. Okay, let's tuck this guy back here. Okay, so there you have it. Everything's glued down. Next step will be priming and painting. So for the final step, we'll add a shade and a bulb and see what we have. And there you have it. By adding a shade and a bulb, now you have a pretty cool lamp. So now that you know how, get out and start making it.